months. Be there with me. Let's go back to 14th of April this year. This year, think of 14th of April. Where were you? I was in the NKDA chairman's room. It was the day of the Bengali New Year, Poila Boishakh. The first phase of the lockdown was there. All the roads were deserted. There were no trains flying, there were no flies, and the shops were closed. Senior citizens telling us there's no food. We don't know what to do. Our staff are not there. They can't come here. And in this event, we call it a black swan event. Nobody thought of this. And we were expected to provide all kinds of services. And what happened? On that 14th of April, the last day of the first phase of the lockdown, and what I find is that, knock, knock, there is this young lady, Miss Dolphy Bishash. He comes, and sir, may I come in? Yes, please. And she says that I'm from the Assembly of God Church, and I want to donate some rations for the people who are migrant workers who can't go back. There was this civil contractor, and he says that I will give you 10 tons of rice. Do accept it. And we were getting choosy. We said, you have to do it in packs, and he agreed. There was this person who was a great developer, and he said, I will give cooked food along with sweets. The new year is coming, let's give it. And what we did, we accepted that, everything with graciousness and with all the fondness that which it was given, and we distributed to the civil contractors, the laborers, the migrant laborers who were stranded there, who had nothing to eat for several days. Their employers had left, and so on and so forth. What was happening, the phenomenon, is that public-private people partnership with the people. The people were donating the rations, the government was accepting it, and it was again being given to the people. And this methodology has been going on even now. And this is, as I said, it was such a traumatic event. We have been in the government dealing with emergencies. We have been dealing with floods, with earthquakes, but nothing has endured 6 months, 7 months like we are doing even today. The trains are not running here in Bengal. And what we were doing, we were adapting. We were adapting very fast. We knew that people are not there, your staff is not there. So what we did, we broke the silos. So the land department manager, because he was close to Kolkata, he was able to come. But the other department, the health department, was not there. We put him in charges, we made task forces, and we said that this is what you have to do. And people, the staff and the people reacted very well. The government was therefore acting as a platform. It was taking people's help to give services to the people, and it was breaking all silos and departmentalization. So one day when an old acquaintance of mine, a senior person, said and telephoned me, look here, Mr. Sen, I can't eat for the last 7 days. I can't get my medicines. And we tried to ring up to the neighboring medicine shop. And he said, but sir, my staff is not there. And my staff is not there because there's no food. And therefore, we contacted a restaurant person, and he started giving the food to them so that somehow we could carry on. The energy, the dynamism, the good feelings of the people, we were able to, from the government, to energize, and we just had to channelize this. And what we did was that we did a lot of task forces. And these task forces involved the local residents, the Resident Welfare Association, and this is a model of governance that is enduring even today. What we are doing, we ask for volunteers. We ask for volunteers who could reach out to the senior citizens to deliver food. We called for volunteers who would deliver rations to those who need it. And we gave them training, we gave them training kit, and they were just doing marvelous work. And they were happy, the system was running, we were adapting, the government was adapting, and this is how the thing carried on. And this is how it is still carrying on. As I'm saying, that the mindset of the governance is going and changing, and it is changing so fast and so well that indeed these 6 months or 7 months of COVID and the bouncing back, it is changing 6 years of revolution. To give an example, for example, We were reaching out to the people, telephones, yes, but more than that, we wanted to reach out through video conferences, to Zooms, through WhatsApp. But some of them were not very conversant. And what we did was we trained these volunteers to train people in their locality how to use Zoom, how to use Zoom, and how to keep in touch. That was the main thing. How do you keep in touch? How do you keep in touch with people, and how do you use very simple, effective technology to reach out to the people? This was another thing that the government was adopting. As I said, I am in 14th of April. This is just 14 days after the financial year end. And you know what happens in government offices in financial year end? You have to clear your budget or all your funds lapses. So there is always a frantic movement of writing files and sending it to the finance department and the usual activity. But this was different. This was different. Nobody would touch a file. Nobody, because of the fear of the spread of the virus. So what was happened? There was on the shelf for a long time. There is a software that is available throughout the country. It's called e-office, a paperless office mechanism. It was there. Everybody thought, okay, we will see it tomorrow. But it was never happening. But here was a time nobody would touch a paper file. So what is happening is that everybody goes into this paperless system, adopts it. There is crash training courses, and now this has endured. Today, most offices, most government offices have been digitized, which have not been there for a very, very long time. People were taking it easy, but this was a traumatic experience, and this was able to change this way of governance. And what was there is that how to make these services. My people are not there. So who will do your mutation? Who will give your trade license certificate? Who will give your death certificate if somebody loses his life in this corona? The people are not there. So what happens is that online services, the services on the net, the services using technology, this is all done in a great hurry and it's all there. But it's not enough to do this. How will people do this? They can't come out of their houses. So how does he get the death certificate? So we did what many of us do in YouTube. Whenever I buy a new telephone or a new mobile and there is no manual, and you look at YouTube and see how to, the experience of unboxing. So we did how to videos on the YouTube. The government making YouTube videos and putting them on the link and sending it across in WhatsApp groups and trying to explain to the people that these are the links that you must see. Screenshot wise, it is explained how to obtain the trade license without moving an inch from your house, without going to a government office. And this system of contactless governance, we are now moving, we have moved a progress of 6 years in 6 months. That is what has happened in this pandemic firewalk. What has happened is that we have become contactless. We are having no visitors. Look at YouTube, look at the WhatsApp messages, go to the online, get your services. Services, by the way, in government is a very, very technical term. A service is something you apply for something, think of death certificate, and at the end of the black box, you get out something, so that is a service. So service delivery is becoming contactless. What is more, we talk of work from home. Yes, my staff were also working from home. And what is happening is that people are also in their home. So as if I would say the governance has now become a service on the cloud, governance cloud. People are in Lilua, in Bardhaman, in various places scattered. They can't come to office. But through e-office, through the links, they are just putting in their inputs, and we are carrying on pretty well and faster delivery of services. We even had a war room. Every day, the thing was becoming so complex. How many people got new COVID, how many is released, how many are staying in hospital, how many in home isolation. It's very, very weird. So we created a post of incident commander, and we would sit inevitably at 2 o'clock every day for 1 hour. And this methodology is continuing to the day. A new method of governance. Wherever you are, take out your mobile, join the Zoom at 2 o'clock sharp, somebody is going to ask you, how did your day go and what is your plan for tomorrow? Talking of war, the war room that is prevailing, a new regime in governance, it's never happened. And in war, while we talk of the war, and we say, I say that we recall so many new things. I recall 30 years back, if I may, for once. When I joined the IAS in 1995, we had an army training, an army attachment. And I was taken to the Jammu Kashmir region in Rajouri sector. We could hear the Pakistani shells fighting. General Sundarji was the general in command. And in the army training, we were told, beg, borrow, or steal, get your work done. We can't steal, of course. But this was a black swan event. Nobody knows. Trains are not moving. People are not coming. People are starving. Migrant workers. And yet, you are expected to provide all the services. We improvised. We ran. We remembered that we have to run to do service delivery. And service delivery, we have learned to give. We have learned to break the silos. We have learned to make public-people partnership. We have learned to make cloud-based governance. We have learned to introduce technology in this red tapeism. And we have understood that we have to be with the people, for the people, with technology, and with the idea that a platform is all that is needed from governance side. And indeed, I can say with conviction that we are much better prepared to serve the people in the governance. And we have made transformations that cannot be or could not be imagined in the past. Yes, we can face challenges. Thank you.